All right, it's 11, so I'm starting the YouTube.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Dawn Mountain Sunday meditation. I'm Sharon. I'll be leading this morning. And we'll begin by bringing to mind our motivation for practice, which is to benefit ourselves in the service of benefiting all beings. And so we'll begin with our aspiration prayer. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. And now we'll begin. We're going to alternate between just simple sitting meditation, where we allow our body, mind, thoughts, heart to all just settle. And then we're going to chant the sacred syllable home. Three rounds. We'll do 3 rounds of just simple sitting and then sounding home. And this is a practice that was given to us from our root teacher, Edzam Rinpoche. He shared it with our Lama, Annie Rigson, and she brought it to us close to 20 years ago at this point. So it's imbued with blessings. It's simple and profound. So I invite everyone to begin to just allow their body, find a posture that works for you. If you're on a cushion, you want to make sure that you set yourself up in a way that your spine is relatively straight, that your legs are relaxed down, that the top of your head is stretching up, your shoulders are relaxed down, and they'll tend to want to come back up. So that's something you may have to continue to be a little bit mindful of and release the shoulders, particularly now with all the stress we're carrying. And then you can just allow your hands to be on your knees, on your thighs, wherever it's comfortable. If you're in a chair, the only difference is you want to ideally have your feet flat on the floor and not leaning back in your chair so that your spine, again, is as straight as possible. Your gaze can be down the bridge of your nose to a spot maybe 3 feet in front of you on the floor, or whatever's comfortable. If you're unfamiliar with meditation and you're getting distracted by having your eyes open, you may close them. Again, this is a posture of ease, and this practice is all about ease. And so now we've got our body situated in a posture that's conducive for the flow of energy and for relaxation. And we allow our thoughts to settle out. And one way of thinking about this is to imagine them like waves in an ocean. They're going to naturally arise and naturally dissipate. back into their source if we allow that. So that's all we need to do is allow our thoughts to dissipate rather than following after them, rather than making story around them. And now we can really get in touch with our breathing, really experiencing the body breathing. With perhaps a little more attention on the out breath, which can be very relaxing. And you can feel a sense of nourishment from the breath on the inhalation. You can have your mouth slightly open. And whatever is comfortable, you could inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. But the winds can settle more easily if we have our mouth a bit open. Just rest your attention now on the breath. Eyes, they surely will. We don't fuss about it. We don't judge ourselves. With kindness, gentleness, we let them go. They're natural. wandered, and you become lost in thought, bring your attention back to the breath and rest it there. Now sound the syllable home together twice per inhalation, exhalation, approximately. Do it at your own pace. And if you'd like to unmute so that we can sound it together, that would be lovely. And just allow your attention, your being to merge with the sound. Oh. Oh. We're resting with the breath, resting our attention there, allowing stillness, openness, spaciousness, and just being with the breath. Clear. Release any tension in your body, perhaps your legs, your shoulders, your neck. We're sitting together, each in our own open space, and also in the larger space together. Again, we'll sound the syllable home, allowing our mind, our being to merge with the sound, attuning to our own wisdom and the shared wisdom. ourselves to be refreshed by simply being open and clear, undistracted. We can experience the joy, knowingness, the awareness of simply being present.
Just allow ourselves to be in our most natural state, open, clear, present, aware. Resting in love and wisdom. The nature of our mind and the nature of our being, our Buddha nature. To whatever extent possible in our potentiality, in our experience.
letting go of contrivance, letting go of constructs. Just being. Love. My dog Riley's here in my meditation room with me. He loves to meditate. And so he's been really quiet, unlike my family downstairs. I hope y'all didn't hear all that background noise. And so when I said rest in love, he started wagging his tail, thumping it really hard on the floor. I don't know if he was having a dream or if he was resting in love. It was very sweet. So, you know, on our Tuesday teachings, we're currently, as probably those of you that are watching know, but maybe not, or people that might watch later might not, know that our current series, our Dharma exploration series, is on Buddha nature, Buddha mind. And, you know, there's 2 scholars are teaching it. Well, 4 scholars, because I'm with Lama Namgyal and Lama Rigzin, as well as Dr. Nathaniel Rich and Dr. Renee Ford. They're all scholars and practitioners, longtime practitioners and great beings. And so I didn't really feel that I had anything to add to that, to anything that they're saying, but I did think that it would be nice to bring that into the meditation this morning. And so I don't know if that was meaningful, but it was for me, because, you know, everything that we do at Dawn Mountain and on our own practice, in our own practice, has to do with, you know, just coming into attention, coming into presence, coming into awareness, which then allows that true nature, that Buddha nature, to be available to us, that we can experience it, And so when we do this on Sunday mornings, I mean, that's what we're doing. And to whatever extent any of us can individually or collectively rest in that state, or the taste of that state, or the promise of that state, the recognition that it is our state, each of us. It's it's what we are, it's who we are, it's what we are naturally. And so it's so interesting that we have to practice and practice to be natural, but it's just the way it is. I remember asking Robert Thurman when he was in town, we were hosting him, and some of us went to lunch, and I remember asking, well, I asked Harvey and Ann, well, why, if it's our natural state, why do we have to work so hard? Why do we have to practice so much? Why is it so elusive? And of course, each of them had, something to say that was very meaningful. But the bottom line is it's just the way it is, because of it being so covered up with all the constructs from so early on. So we have to uncover. But, the easiest way, or the least effortful way, is to just really cultivate this capacity for settling and allowing your attention to rest, with your breath, and then to just open and see what happens, And I, one thing I do want to say that just has really been powerful for me for the last couple of months. I mentioned Riley. Well, we had a second dog, Maddie. Both of them, well, she was 12 and he's basically a little bit older than that. And she was absolutely amazing. And everyone who met her, even people who've seen pictures of her on Facebook, because I post a lot of pictures of her on Facebook, fall in love with her. She is love. She was love. And so I worried terribly as she started aging, because we had had 2 golden retrievers in the past. She was a golden retriever, and they both died at age 10, which is not that unusual, evidently. Particularly for purebreds, which we didn't really want a purebred, but that's what we ended up with, because anyway, we went through a rescue group. So I started worrying about that, and I thought, how will I ever deal with her passing? We're all so close. She's with my husband and I 24/7, and Riley. So anyway, she did pass 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And I experienced it with so much grace, not me being graceful, although I was actually. So, and I even thought of that this morning, it's not just the fact that grace was surrounding the circumstances and her, but then it allowed all of us, my husband, my niece, and Riley, and myself to respond with grace. And, and that was in part, at least, because she did it her way, so to speak. She, something happened. She had some kind of episode that thinks that, she had some internal bleeding, but given her age, there was nothing, to be done about it. And so pretty quickly, I realized they were saying she was going to die really quickly. And then my other vet that I called, that has cared for her for years and years, explained that, and that we didn't want to let her suffer, that we didn't, that what she was experiencing was going to worsen, and then she would be suffering. And I'm like, do you mean we need to put her down? And he's like, well, if she doesn't die on her own, yes. So this was all, quite a lot, but within all of it, there was peace. She was peaceful. Riley, myself, my husband, my niece, we were all in the car together, taking her to the vet. And then when we realized, okay, There was nothing they could do. We took her back home, but by now her breathing is becoming labored. So we all just stayed in the car with her and took turns kind of holding her. And it was so beautiful. I can't even, it was just so beautiful. And I think my message here is that this natural state, our Buddha nature, when we can embody it, when we can allow it, when we can be our true, most natural, authentic, raw self, and not given into our emotions and thoughts and fears, that then grace, we're available to grace, and we can respond with grace. And grace is, it's amazing. And so we then left to take her back to the vet to put her down because her breathing was getting worse and worse and worse. This was after a couple of hours of hanging out with her, which was lovely, actually. And then she died very gently on the way to the vet. She just, and Riley was snuggled up with her, and my niece was in the back seat, and I was in the front seat loving on her, and my husband was driving. And it was fine. I mean, obviously, I miss her beyond the beyond. And, a lot of tears were shed and that sort of thing, but there was nothing negative around her passing. And even now, there hasn't been since. I keep waiting for something to just like overwhelm me with grief, and of course it there's this cycle of grief, but because of all that grace, it feels very natural, and I can still experience her and do it with just joy and love, and not nearly the type of pain that I thought we would all be experiencing. So I wanted to share that. And then we will do a dedication so that all this merit that we've accumulated this morning, just by virtue of doing what we're doing, trying to be our best selves, trying to understand ourselves and be ourselves. This is all a meritorious activity that then has a quality of blessing energy that we can experience ourselves, that we can share with each other, and that we can share with all beings. So we're going to sound the syllable ah 3 distinct times, with the first ah being an opportunity to just allow ourselves to become the energy ah. We can think of ourselves filled with white light. And then on the second ah, this light energy will go out to each other. So we'll be exchanging energy and sharing our merit and blessing energy. And then the third time, we will all share it collectively with the universe. So the first ah, we become blessing, healing energy, white light. Now we share with one another. We share with all beings throughout time and space. Thank you all for being here this morning. So lovely. As far as announcements, I mentioned the Dharma explorations that we're doing on the first and third Tuesdays from 7 to 8:30. Current series is on Buddha nature. Doesn't get any better than that. And wonderful teachers teaching it. And, these are newly translated texts and sutras that they're working from. So it's all very precious and lovely. We have 2 teachers coming in March. Coming via. So I don't know, Harvey or Emily may want to talk about that briefly. I know Lama Tenzin is coming. This is a postponement from when he was meant to be here in February. And then we have Asam Gyaltse Rinpoche. Also, we're doing a program with him that will be quite wonderful. So I'm not sure if there's some requirements that need to be mentioned around who can attend that. Okay, they're open to everyone. So please, Lama Tenzin is amazing. And Asam Gyaltse Rinpoche also. And the teachings that they're bringing are precious. So Lama Tenzin, I believe, is March 25th through 27th. And Asam Gyaltse Rinpoche is March 12 and 19. And of course, all of this is always on our website, dawnmountain.org. But what am I not saying that should be said?
So we also, this Saturday, the 26th, we have a follow-up meeting for those of you who are in full cycles, followed by a Mitra meeting for those of you who are Mitra. LOSAR is next month, and the email will go out very soon that we will be having 6 LOSAR events in the month of March. It's very exciting. There's going to be opening and a closing and some green Tara practices in between. Like you said, we have Asam Gyaltse Rinpoche coming and Lama Tenzin coming. There's also a peer support meeting on Sunday, the 20th, and Yeshe Sogyo practice on Sunday, the 13th. So a lot of exciting stuff.
Yes, and so that month of March, this whole LOSAR period, it's a potent time. So to take these teachings during this time and to cultivate, to work with all of these practices, it's just really precious. The mantras, the practices, the teachings, whatever you're doing, this is a really precious time. They say that your merit is multiplied times 200 million or some huge number, and also your non-merit. So you want to really keep your mind, as kind as possible during this period to yourself, because there's a lot of merit to that. And that's where it all starts. And then to all beings. So thank you. Thank you. Ciao.
Thank you.